Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle, the who, what, where, and when show of the Lake Sunapee region. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Tim Blagden periodically checks in with us for an update on the progress on the rail trail. A lot has happened since our last report. Bring us up to speed, Tim.
Welcome back to Warner. Tim Blagden and my daughter Katherine Blagden here to talk a little bit about the Concord Lake Sunapee Rail Trail. We're here at Bagley Bridge, which is Bagley Field is the home of the soccer fields in Warner, and it's where in 2014 we put down the first half mile of rail trail for the Concord Lake Sunapee Rail Trail. And then a couple of years later, we came back and extended this section of trail up to the bridge here in 2017 and redecked the bridge. And today we're pleased to say that we're doing another project to go from this bridge a half mile up to exit 8 on Interstate 89.
This section of the trail was last used by the railroad in the late 1950s. The interstate came through, they borrowed some of the trail out of here, so we're correcting some of the imperfections and going to put a top coat on eventually here after we get the bridge and the trail base down. From there, we'll wait for the next section to come up.
We want to thank Merrimack County for funding that project using ARPA funds from the federal government. It's excited, and it should be, this project should complete by the middle of August. And that leads to another big project that Katherine will tell you about.
So the Exit 8 project is a project that connects Bagley Extension and the Bagley soccer fields to Warner Village. It's important to me, especially because it allows younger kids and parents to bike or walk off the roads, so they're in a less dangerous situation if they want to bike or walk to soccer practice or just go on the rail trail and have a nice walk out or walk their dogs. It is funded by a CMAQ grant.
A CMAQ grant is a congestion mitigation and air quality grant. This is a federal program administered by New Hampshire Department of Transportation, and we're incredibly fortunate that we were able to work with the town of Warner on the application, and that we had strong support from Senator Dan Innes, who's our state senator, and he worked magnificently with the governor and council and the front office at the New Hampshire Department of Transportation to get us the matching funds for this grant. So altogether it's $2.9 million, $2.3 million in federal funds, and then the match coming from the state. So that project will start in November of this year. You won't see progress on the ground, but it's a very heavy process type project. So it'll probably be a couple of years worth of engineering study, preliminary design, final design, and then it will get built 3 or 4 years from now. But it's a critically important connection on this whole 34-mile effort to build the Concord Lake Sunapee Rail Trail. So today we're right here at Bagley Bridge, where the Warner River crosses underneath the bridge, and this Bagley Bridge 2 Exit 8 project is shown here in blue. And then Katherine and I just described the project, the Exit 8 project, which goes through the interstate median for over a mile, and it's really pretty in there, even though you're in an interstate median. And now we're going to come up and talk about the Exit 9 project, getting from one side of the interstate, from the Barbara Annis roundabout next to Market Basket and Evans Express Mart and all the stores that are on the east side, over to the end of Waterloo Street, which is a quiet side road next to 103. And so this project is underway now. It's in the engineering study phase, and it will involve building a bridge over Stevens Brook and then trail underneath the interstate as the interstate crosses the Warner River by Exit 9, and then a little bit of trail up to the end of Waterloo Street. We expect that project to be put out to bid in the second half of 2026. So between now and 2026, it's all engineering, planning, and design. And then it will be put out to bid in 2026 and hopefully built very soon thereafter. So this section in Concord that's shown in blue was started with an RTP grant, Recreational Trails Program grant, and then we got some additional funding, built a little bit more. But the section we're working on now, this last 1.25 miles, is funded primarily by NHCDFA, that's the Community Development Finance Authority, tax credits. So if you own a business that owes the state of New Hampshire a tax bill, please consider purchasing tax credits through us or through New Hampshire Community Development Finance Authority, because that's how this project here is being funded, in addition to some private donations. So those tax credits work wonderfully for you. As a business owner, it's your opportunity to tell the state of New Hampshire exactly where you want your tax dollars spent. That's pretty amazing. And they're heavily leveraged, so it costs you less than $1 as a business owner to give us $1 to work with. So it works out very well. You get to have more impact on your community as a business owner, and they're tremendously helpful to us. So if you're interested to learn more about the Concord Lake Sunapee Rail Trail and how it's coming together, we have a website that is CLSRT.org. It's the abbreviation of Concord Lake Sunapee Rail Trail. We also maintain a Facebook page. You just search for Concord Lake Sunapee Rail Trail on Facebook, and please follow us, and you'll see that we post events. So if you want to come out with your loppers and help us maintain the trail, or put down a little bit of stone dust, whatever it is that we're doing, we do announce those events on our Facebook page. So those are the two great ways to stay in touch with us.
Thank you, Tim, and thanks to all that have made their work possible. To close out this week's show, we'll have an interview with our Laura James with Brian McKenzie at the Refinery Restaurant in Andover. So stay tuned here on Yankee Chronicle for these words from another one of these businesses that make our show possible.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.